Welcome, everybody. Again, I can't believe it's summer. I'm super excited for summer. I'm not going to lie. I am a summer girl. So, very, very excited about today's topic. And obviously, sometimes summer can be busy season for some offices. Sometimes it ends up being slow. So we thought, you know what, this is a perfect time to hop on before Memorial Day weekend and give you guys all of our best ideas as you think about June, July, and August. So you have Lori and Sherry here from Medical Marketing Whiz. And we have a very special guest, Lake Lopez, who we were talking right before the call. Lake and I have known each other for, almost 10 years now, I think. And he has become a really good friend of mine and also an amazing marketing expert. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself real quick, Lake.
Wow, thank you very much, Lori. As Lori said, my name is Lake. I'm part of the marketing team at NDMed Medical, and I'm here because Medical Marketing Wiz and NDMed, we share a common purpose, and that is to help our providers help patients. Medical Marketing Wiz has been an outstanding partner for us, one of our all-time favorites. So I always love to come and provide any kind of support that I can. And Lori and Sherry, I love that you guys are doing this. You take time out of your day, right in the middle of your day, to provide marketing guidance and expertise. And our attendees, glad you're here. If you get one tactic out of this and it helps you get patients forever or retain existing patients forever, then this is a win. And chances are you're going to get more than one tactic. At the very end, we have some really cool stuff for you regarding NDMed technology. And if you like marketing, I think you're going to be very happy.
Awesome. All right. Well, we're going to make this really conversational too. You'll kind of hear us chiming in and out. This is not at all scripted. And then again, as Sherry mentioned, there is a chat. So if you guys have questions, feel free to put it in the chat, but then we'll also send out this recording for everybody as well. So Lake did an amazing job introducing himself. But for those of you that maybe this is your first webinar of Medical Marketing Wiz that you're joining, wanted to tell you a little bit about us. So Sherry and I, we have been a dynamic duo here for, going on 8 years. I think you've been with me, Sherry.
Yeah.
But on a bigger scale, really our goal is to connect with the best providers. We work with providers that are offering advanced technologies. Those are the ones that are hopping on webinars in the middle of their day, learning new ways to advance their practice. They're going to workshops, they're joining associations. And at the end of the day, we want more patients to find out about you. And so we're very, very proud of the providers that we work with. We're not one of these, churn and burn marketing agencies that just will work with anybody that shows up at our door. We really want it to be a win-win. And so partnering again, also with med device companies like NDMed that are, at the forefront and bringing new technology in. So that's something, again, that we just absolutely enjoy those partnerships. And then we do these webinars typically about every 6 weeks or so, lots and lots of different topics. Today, again, we're talking about summer marketing ideas, but we've got a whole bunch of these planned for the whole rest of the year. So now that you guys are on our list, you'll get invited to all of those extra webinars that we're doing. And then as Lake mentioned, NDMed has some gifts at the end, but we actually also have a couple little freebies for you at the end. We're probably going to be here maybe about a half an hour. So stick to the end and we'll give you access to those freebies. So real quick, before we jump into the summer marketing ideas, I want to just, again, kind of take you in the mindset of all the different things you need to think about when you're marketing, right? It's not just, hey, you've never heard of me before, become my patient or become my client. We need to make sure that we've got a marketing strategy in place for strangers. We have a marketing and strategy in place to get people to just visit your website or visit your social media, maybe for the very first time. Then we've got people that are on your list, but they maybe haven't become a patient yet. So you've got to have a strategy to nurture and kind of love up on those leads. And then you have your existing patients. So these people already know, like, and trust you, but I guarantee you they do not know everything that you do. So we not only want to make sure your patients are taking advantage of as many things that you can do to help them as possible, but they're also becoming promoters of your practice. So they're telling their friends and family about you. I always like to share, the doctor that I go to for hormone therapy, I have now sent 29 of my friends to that doctor. So that just don't forget, I think a lot of times people are so obsessed with like new patients. your existing patients are your low-hanging fruit. So you just want to make sure when you're thinking about your marketing strategies that you've got something in place for kind of each one of these. And what we've put together today as far as ideas, we're going to tackle everything from stranger all the way to existing patient and promoter. So Sherry, why don't I have you and you guys can kind of chat just a little bit about like, why are we even doing this summer marketing webinar, and what are some of the things that they need to be thinking about?
Well, yeah, and like Lori said, summer's coming up. We're kind of hitting that mid-year. We want to maintain the momentum, maximize our growth. So some of the things that we're doing is kind of refresh offers, try and re-engage those patients you haven't seen in a while. It's a great time to bundle some services together. And then with that bundle, we can focus in on the summer-related concerns. So hydration, if you offer IV therapy, energy, body sculpting, everyone's getting bikini ready, and of course, sun damage. So lots of sun damage that we can treat. Host mini events, webinars, you can do live Q&As. This great thing about the summer is you have a time to be creative with how you're marketing your services. And it's a great way to keep boosting that brand visibility. And summer has a lot of events locally, so it's a great way to get involved in your community, kind of attending or being a vendor or something at those local events that are happening.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I kind of hadn't even thought about that. But the other thing too is, teachers are off. So maybe some promotions for like anybody that has like a seasonal sort of job like that, where maybe they have a little more time now for self-care. They're going to be off, they need to reset themselves because they've been so busy the 9 months of the year, dealing with kids and even moms, so that's another thing, weddings. I know we're going to touch on some of those things, but
yeah, well, and the teacher thing, like you said, and I've actually, for an office, we ran a promo for end of year teachers get a discount at the office. Try to reset yourself from a crazy school year. You get 25% off a service. So, and that's something you can drop off at the schools that we did. We did little postcards, just dropped them off at the schools. Hey, share with your teachers. So again, not huge events you have to do sometimes. You can just make little postcards. I dropped them off at all of our local schools, promoting the local med spa, like, hey, come get your discount, refresh for the summer. So,
ooh, that's a good idea.
yeah.
All right.
Love
Awesome.
that.
Okay, so we're going to touch now on kind of just the months. Obviously, we're looking at June, July, and August. So in June, as Sherry mentioned, hydration, vacation season, wedding season, teacher season. July, you've got 4th of July holiday, you've got summer vacation ready. And then as August, a lot of times now, August, I feel like kids go to school. They start going to school at the beginning of August now. So anything like fall ready, back to school, that sort of thing. So we'll kind of dive into each of these different months as we go along. Now, when we look at a broader marketing strategy, and those of you that have been on our other webinars, you hear us talking about this. Marketing, actually, you guys, it's actually simple. And you just need to think about things in 90-day chunks. So right now we're going to talk about June, July, and August. But all the ideas that we're going to give you when we do a webinar again in August, and we're talking about September, October, November, it's honestly a lot of the same strategies, just wrapped in different wrapping paper. So every quarter, right, you always need to have search engine optimization going. This is the way you're going to get found when people are searching for you. Press releases. So press releases are a way to get your name into the media. And this gets you a lot of backlinks back to your website and media coverage. So from a search engine optimization standpoint, this is a really powerful thing. So I would make sure every quarter you have some kind of press release going out. Social media. Obviously, we've got to have an active social media presence. You've got your newsletter that's going out every month. You're always asking people for reviews. And then you've got your event and webinar. Rinse and repeat the next quarter. So when you think about your marketing strategy just in these kind of quarterly buckets, it makes it also less overwhelming because it can seem daunting when you think about all the things that you have to do. So again, we're going to dive into one of these, but just stay on our list because we'll be doing these every quarter, giving you guys different ideas for each 90-day bucket.
And just to chime in on that, Lori, it can feel overwhelming, but again, it's consistency. So keep it simple but consistent. So you just don't want to be doing stuff and then drop off and then do something and drop off. You want to maintain.
Yeah, you get on a kick and then you just get tired. Don't do that.
Yeah, just maintenance.
Maintenance, right? Yeah. All right. Okay, so we're gonna talk just briefly about social media. So, what are some of the things you can do for the summer? Right, update your cover photo with whatever your theme's going to be for the summer. If you're going to have, like, let's say you're going to have a promotion that's all summer long, update your cover photo on your Facebook page. Facebook actually loves it when those cover photos are updated, or when you update your profile picture. For some reason, they just throw it in everybody's news feed. So it's just a good excuse to kind of get some engagement on your content. And then obviously you don't want to forget Instagram. So those daily and weekly stories and tips and things like that, and using hashtags in your posts. And then also think about cross promoting with other businesses. Like, I'll let you chime in. Like, I don't know if you have any examples of, like, maybe some of the offices that have partnered with a like-minded business and that
Yeah,
front.
absolutely. And one of my favorites, I'm glad you guys brought it up, is teacher appreciation partnership.
Mm-hmm.
So worked with a location once, and they were right by a local school, and they thought, bet there's a lot of kids there that would like to have some acne treated. And I said, yeah, that you're probably right about that, but who's going to pay that bill? The high school kid or the parent? And they're like, well,
Yeah.
probably the parent. Okay, so let's work on attracting both of them. So we kind of worked out this mix where you're attracting the kid, but their team is all ready to position that treatment to do something for the parent as well. It worked really well. But then we realized there's all these teachers there, and they have this really hard job. It's pretty stressful, and they really pour their heart into it. If there's anyone who deserves the help of an aesthetic provider, it's teachers. So
Yeah.
we did a teacher appreciation day just for that school. Worked really well. Engagement, it came in chunks. So when they first opened this up, there was like three teachers took advantage of it. And then as soon as those three teachers were done, all the rest joined in.
That's a
And of
great point.
course,
Yeah.
well,
The
you know what
snowball
happened.
effect.
These teachers went back to class and they were aging in reverse. So
Yeah.
everyone else was like, what did you do?
Right.
And speaking of that, so my son's graduating next week, which is kind of crazy, from high school. So I'm going to be an empty nester soon, but I'm in still all of these Facebook groups for their school. I think I'm actually still in the middle school Facebook group, like the parent group. There's also the college Facebook groups that parents are in.
Yep.
That's actually a great idea, Lake, from a social media standpoint. Hey, we're hosting a parent appreciation or a teacher appreciation, and post it in the group for the school.
Yeah.
That's actually a really good
Well,
idea.
I'm telling you, if
Um,
moms get a chance to get together with each other outside of school things, they're gonna take it. Throw in a
Yeah.
little wine night.
Yep. 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 All right, cool. So love those ideas. Newsletters also. So hopefully everybody on here is doing a monthly newsletter. If you're not, this needs to be your summer goal. You need to have a monthly newsletter. Just like Sherry said, it's all about consistency. So this is your list of people that are your existing patients or your leads that you've gotten. Maybe you ran some meta ads in the past and these things didn't really turn into clients yet. It doesn't mean they're bad leads. It just means they're not necessarily ready to become your patient at that moment. But if you're nurturing those people with the monthly email blast, now again, you want this to be 80% helpful. So in June, in July, and August, and again, we've kind of got a mix of wellness, a gynecologist, a plastic surgeon. There's lots of different specialties that do this, but you want to tailor it to what you have going on that specific month. So please, please, please do not forget email marketing. It's extremely important. And believe it or not, you guys, doctors have the #2 open rate of any email that goes out. The only thing that beats doctors is religious organizations. So as we were talking at the beginning too, maybe you even have a reactivation campaign that goes out. You can use email. You can also use text. And there's some sort of incentive for people. Hey, now that you're off on break, now's the perfect time to come in. And in fact, we have a special offer for you to come back in because we haven't seen you in a while. So again, great excuse to get those people back in, but making sure that you are using email.
Well, and with your newsletters, there's always monthly health awareness months to highlight. So, for
Sure.
example, June is Men's Health Awareness, so we can focus on the men's health, wellness. There's sun prevention, and there's every month has a different health month that you can piggyback on.
Yeah. Yeah. And if you want to know what those health months are, go to our Medical Marketing Whiz website, and up in the menu I think it's under resources, we have every health month listed out, like every little piddly little holiday in every single month listed out. So you guys can get access to that.
Yeah, and I'll throw that
your
link in the
website.
chat for you guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. That'd be great. Thanks, Sherry. All right. So then we're going to talk about events. Now, events, when I get on marketing strategy calls, and people always want to know ROI for marketing. And I will tell you that events are the number one ROI thing you can do. When we partner with EndyMed, one of the things that we do in terms of our marketing launch program with them, we're doing social media, we're doing email marketing, we're doing SEO, but we purposely design an event in that, because guess what? When you buy a device, you want to pay that thing off as quickly as possible. So this is why events, when you talk about, hey, I need ROI, this is the thing that will it'll pay your whole marketing bill for a year, to be honest, and pay off part of your equipment. So the goals of the events, really, you got three things that you're going to get out of this. First off, it's all about who's the leader in the community. Who is that go-to provider? Being somebody that gets your name out there, speaks, gets in front of even small groups, or even one-on-one mini pop-up events. You're seen as somebody that is investing in your patients, educating them. So it gets your name out there. Right. Number two is you're going to have people that come to this and go, man, this is a great deal. Man, I didn't even know how simple this procedure was. Oh, wow. I had no idea that there was no pain involved with this. Or, hey, you know what? I've always wanted to do this. And finally, I've met the team. I've seen your equipment. I know this is a great place. I'm ready to sign up. So you're going to get immediate sales and ROI. And then you also, we were talking a little bit before this webinar started about bring a friend incentive and friends and family sort of things. We all hang out with people like us. And so I don't really want to come to your event by myself anyway. If you give me a bring a friend incentive, and maybe my friend Sherry comes with me, but Sherry can't necessarily sign up that day. But if Sherry's getting your emails and Sherry's following you on social media, now all of a sudden, who's going to be top of mind when she decides she wants to get that brown spot taken care of? It's going to be you, right? So you've got that very lucrative future pipeline with events. So now we're going to dive into ideas for June, July, and August, and we'll talk about kind of some of these topics that we just went over. So for June, I'll let you start off with this one, Sherry, if you don't mind.
Okay, yeah. June, we do some events, some we've done in the past, get summer ready. It's wedding season, so really targeting bridesmaids, come in and get your Botox done before the big day. You've got that window of when it's going to kick in, so make sure you're marketing it well before they're going to have their wedding. Getting their skincare done, maybe you have tanning, anything to get that bridal party. And you can have them all come in and host their little bridal event in the office.
Mm-hmm.
Summer health kickoff is another good one. Just kind of getting your body ready, hydration, all of that. And in terms of aesthetic med spas, again, the bridal beauty event, the summer skin boot camp. So you could have like, what do I need to do to take care of my skin? Here are the products that we recommend you use. So really highlighting the sunscreens you recommend, the makeup that's good for the summer heat, what's not going to sweat off. Men's month promo or Father's Day fresh. Don't forget the men. They like the aesthetic services too. And then for our medical and wellness practices, summer of health kickoff lifestyle optimization. So weight loss, exercise regimens, anything to get them healthy and
Body
well.
composition analysis. We see a lot of offices incorporating that now.
Yeah. And then optimize your energy. You can do like IV therapy. Again, those scans, VO2 max, things like that for your workouts, and just kind of a functional focus on that functional aspect of it.
Yeah. And a lot of times the men, right? Like maybe most of your current clients are women, but there might
They have
be,
husbands or
there might be an
boyfriends.
incentive, right? Like my husband now goes to my functional medicine doctor because I went there for a year and he was like, man, Lori's got an extra pep in her step. I think I better get, up and
Well,
moving.
yeah, and
So,
I mean, I'm the one I find stuff and I'm like, oh, I'm booking my husband. I'm booking you this appointment because I think I think you need it. I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be good for you
yeah.
because I want to
Well,
keep him healthy.
and we got Lake on here. So Lake, tell us about the guy stuff.
Yeah,
What do you think?
You
yeah.
know, men make up 10% of the demand. They do. So I always tell my providers, if your patient list if it's only 1% men or if it's 0% men, that's a great opportunity. But
Yeah.
what are guys looking for their provider? They want to make sure that it's a provider who knows their skin, their guy skin, you know? It's got to feel a little different. So if you have a page on your website that is just whatever for men,
Yep.
you'll go a long way
Yeah.
towards attracting those patients.
Yep. And that helps with search engine optimization too, if you've got a
Awesome.
dedicated men's page. So,
Yep. Father's Day is right around the corner. It's really the
right.
perfect time to
Yep.
make sure 10% of your patient list, male.
And
Yep.
it's Men's Health Month, so great
Yep.
way to piggyback on both of those.
Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
So go ahead on
So
this, Jerry.
yeah, the promotional, just running some promotional ideas, body sculpting again, getting that, people get self-conscious when they start having to wear shorts and little dresses and bathing suits. So really making them feel comfortable in their skin. Summer ready skin package, again, like promoting those products that you recommend to keep their skin healthy. Graduation is a big one too. So, graduation gift, it's a great way to get somebody ready for going off to college,
Oh, I
helping them
love that graduation gift.
helping them
That's a
get
good
their
idea.
skin ready. Yeah, I mean, and again, the products and stuff for them to take to school with them. Men's Month, Father's Day promos, and then prepay and save. So you could do a little summer series where maybe they're not ready to get the treatments yet, but you're running a summer promotion where they can prepay and save and use it in the fall if they need to. So just again, don't overthink it. You don't have to have huge catered events. You can have mini pop-ups. So those are sometimes the most well received is when it's not overthought.
I like what Lake said too a few minutes ago about the acne,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like that's also a good time if you focus on acne, because those teens have the whole summer to really take care of their skin. They're maybe not doing like their like indoor sports where they're sweating and all of that stuff. Like it might be a good time to even, plus they're off school, they can come in for their appointments and all of that a little bit easier. So the acne thing might also be a good thing to think about for June.
Well, yeah, and that would be graduation too. Like, I
Yep.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
Senior
Definitely.
pictures.
yeah,
Mhm.
right. I mean, there's so many things.
Picture
So these
ready.
are just some event theme samples we've done with clients in the past. So one idea was a peel and reveal event. So this was an office that brought in the rep of the company. And they do this event every year. It's a 1 day, just book your appointment throughout the day. You pay a deposit, but that deposit goes towards your products or your treatments. And then again, Bikini Ready, glow events, promoting sun prevention, sun awareness, and body sculpting. So you always want to have some sort of raffle, gift packaging, so special, so you can package different treatments together and then they're getting a discounted price on it. And then just have some light bites, some drinks, some little swag items that, entice people to get in the door.
Yeah. And again, I find with the events, this does not have to be 100 people wedding reception. Like this
No,
is like the 20 to 25 people number is a great number for conversions, because that way you at least get to talk to everybody and you're not like just having people come get the free goodie bag and then they leave.
right.
So that's important.
Yep. Yep.
All right. So again, this is more like the medical and wellness. And we talked a little bit about this because we do have a mix. We have a lot of doctors that are doing, a combination of aesthetics and functional medicine and wellness and weight loss. And so we wanted to make sure to just touch on some of those ideas as well. The stress and sleep, I really like that too, because this is your time to catch up on your sleep.
Well, the brain health and focus,
Yep.
because it's kind of a time to slow down and focus on yourself and reset. So
Yep. So I thought those are really good ideas as well. So again, these are more medical wellness office ideas. Maybe touch on this wellness passport if you don't mind, Sherry.
yeah, and this is just something that was given out to clients. So going through when you go to an event, you can visit these different stations and you're checking off your passport. So now go to this station. We're going to visit our fitness and nutrition coach. You're going to learn a little bit about that. You get your check mark. Now I'm going to transition over to my programs and weight loss. Check that off, talk about my menopause and hormones. So then once you check off your passport, you're turning it in, getting signed up for your raffle. But now we know you've talked to everybody there and had a one-on-one conversation.
So they've
this
got to
helps
do all
also
those things to get in the grand
to
prize.
get in the raffle. And this helps more with the conversion because now they're not just popping in, like Lori said, getting their swag item, getting a drink and popping out.
Yep.
They're talking to each person one-on-one in the different, and it can be a table, it can be a room, whatever you have space for. But now we know they've talked to everybody, and it makes it a little bit warmer lead because they know more about what you're offering.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
love that. It's such a great way to sell without being a pushy salesperson.
Right.
Mhm.
It's
Because every
education.
interaction, exactly. Every interaction is where the focus should be, which is on what we can do for you, the patient.
Well, and you could even do like a vacation themed passport, like your passport to travel, and
We,
this is your like
yeah.
passport to wellness kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah.
that's kind of how it was born was we were like, what would be a fun way to get people to visit each station and talk to you? And then we're like, oh,
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and then knowing your numbers is another thing, just kind of getting the baseline. So get people to come in, get their baseline numbers so they know where they're at on their wellness track and journey.
Yep. Love it. Okay. All right. So now we're going to touch on July. So obviously we know it's, 4th of July, you kind of are in the middle of the summer. So some of the different things that we can do. So touching on the aesthetic and med spas, Sherry, I'll let you touch on these if you don't mind.
Yeah, and then the glow and go, so express treatment day. So maybe you do like little 15-minute treatments. They can come in real quick, lunch hour. So again, it kind of touches on that all day pop-up type of situation. Let's schedule your 15-minute quick glow and go. Cool down, so maybe you have cool sculpting, you're highlighting that. Client appreciation week is a big one too. So just sending something out to your clients, knowing they're appreciated, come in and get your freebie or your discount. So it doesn't have to be an event. They're coming in. So just stop in this week, the week of June 1st through June 7th. Anytime we're open to get your
Get them
discount,
in
your
the
freebie,
door.
something
That's
gets their
a
foot in the
great
door.
idea.
So then now they're in the door and then they start talking to you because chances are they're not just going to grab their thing and leave,
Well, or if you have like a new treatment and you do a client appreciation, you get them in like, hey, let us tell you about this new service that we have. So that's a good way to get them in.
Yeah, and then give them a freebie. So pop in for your free sunscreen sample or something
For
that
your
gets them in the
busiest
door.
skin analysis, you could
The
do
skin
that, where they
analysis,
could see all the
yes.
sun damage and their wrinkles.
Yeah, for sure. I love the skin analysis one. Yeah, and then for medical and wellness, it's just kind of halfway to health. We're at that midpoint of the year. So check in and recharge. So get them to come in, again, get those baseline numbers. Do just a full body check. Just we're at that halfway point of the year. Summer wellness lab. You can do the IV treatments. It's the skin analysis, like Lori said, just kind of see where the damage is to fix. And then I love this, and we've done this with some offices in the past, partner with yoga studios, Pilates studios. You can do an outdoor fitness thing. We had someone bring in a yoga studio into their parking lot because it was, summertime. They did a quick yoga, like a half-hour yoga class, and then They actually had a food truck there too
I
as
was
well.
just gonna say food truck. Yeah,
They had
that's
the
been
food truck.
people drive by and they're like, wait a minute, there's a food truck there. And then pretty soon they are now in your office checking out
Yeah.
what it is that you're doing. So that's a good, and those
Yeah.
food during the week are a lot less expensive too if you did it during the week. They want to like go to places during
Right. I
the week.
mean, food trucks, a lot of food trucks are looking for places to go. So just reaching out to them, you could do like the Kona ice truck or something that has, it's kind of healthy. It's just ice and then it's a refresh from after your yoga and then they're talking to everybody. You've got your staff out there talking to people, and then bringing them in for something. So yeah, partnering with where your demographic lives is what I
Yep.
love.
Yep.
And then you're reaching an outside list that isn't your patient list.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, promotional ideas for July, like we said, you can do the glow and go. July 4th flash sale, so red, white, and renew. Summer lip and eye package. So doing stuff with the eyes, the lips, maybe you're doing filler, some Botox. Referral contact test, and this kind of touches on what Lake was saying, the bring a friend. Hydration recovery, and then gut health, really focusing on that gut health.
Yeah, I
We're,
feel like
we're
in
eating a lot
summer,
of junk food in the summer.
yeah, I always want to eat like salads and
Dogs.
like healthy stuff in the summer. So I don't know, maybe.
I do, but like you're getting the 4th of July hot
Oh,
dogs and
true.
the baseball games. So kind of resetting your mind of the salads.
Yeah, good point. All right. And then again, these are just some different theme ideas. As we mentioned, anything like 4th of July themed. And as Sherry mentioned, it could even be just like a pop in and get your like client appreciation gift. And then maybe you have an event planned for the next month and they could get their invite for the like bigger event that you're doing. So that can be another way just to get people to come in. Because you got to think about like other businesses that do this, right? Like car dealerships, right? Like get you in the door. They're a lot more likely to sell you a car if they can actually get you in the door and show you what new stuff they have on their lot versus just hoping you read about it online. So any excuse to get people to come in and meet you, it's going to get you that much closer to engaging them and getting them to sign up for a new package or a new program with you.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool. All right. So rounding it out, we're going to kind of round out the summer. We'll talk a little bit about August and kind of that back to school reset and fall preview.
Yep.
So I'll let you guys touch on this stuff.
Yeah, yep. Back to school again, teacher appreciation and student appreciation. So touching on that. Sun repair is going to be a big one in August because you've gotten all that sun damage from June, July, the hot months. You're out on your boat, you're out at the beach. So doing the skin analysis, really promoting that skin repair, and then doing fall sneak peeks. So getting people excited, building that momentum. Again, we can always do the client appreciation. That can happen any time of the year. Medical and wellness, a big thing is back to school immune boot camp. So teaching parents how to keep their kids healthy, healthy lunchbox and meal prep demos. So bring people in, set it up. You could even, charge them what the food would cost, and then they can do take homes. You could
Yeah,
partner with a
partner with
local
like a
kitchen.
nutritionist. That's a great opportunity to partner with another business that already has a list.
Yep. And there's a lot of kitchens you can rent out too that has big space that you can do the meal prep stuff. And we've had an office, they have a dietitian that they did it with. So again, lunchbox meal prep because it's, us moms get, kind of brain fog when it comes to trying to come up with lunch ideas every day. And then fall reset. So hormones, gut, sleep, get yourself ready for the busy days to come.
Yep.
And then promotional ideas that you can run, back to school beauty reset, undo that summer damage, so skin recovery, the fall skin prep, end of summer series. So you can do a series of things, run contests, weekly contests the month of August as a series to get people engaged on your social media. Immune prep, like we said, and then annual physical or preventative visit. So, trying to push those annual visits and preventative. And again, what comes up is school physicals and sports physicals and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love that.
It's an awesome time to launch. Whether
Yeah.
if you're a new provider and just launching your business, this is the time to go hard. If you're an existing provider, relaunch something, launch something new. Be sure you get really, really visible. Because a big
Mhm.
part of your demographic, they just sent their kids back to school and they went,
Yep.
ah, I survived another summer. It's
Yes.
me time. And they're
Yep.
going to
And
look
that's
for an
why the
appointment.
sum yeah, and that's why I like that lake because summer months are really great for the mini and the little pop-ups and the just come and get your stuff and learn about our services.
Mhm.
And maybe they don't book in the summer because they don't have time for like the 1 hour treatment yet, but they're gonna book in the fall.
Sure.
And that's why I like the prepay and save as well. So we're running these summer promos, prepay now, but you can get it in August or September.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. And,
yeah,
and
so
that
back to
treatment that gets them in is those age spots that some kind of summer damage, accumulated summer damage on your skin. As after a certain age, you look in the mirror at the end of summer and you go,
what happened?
what
What
happened?
happened?
What is that? Yeah,
Where did the
Yeah.
spot come
I
from?
feel like you're
right.
talking about me. Yeah,
I
that's
know.
what I
I just
You
had
know,
them
I'm
pop up.
talking about
Why
me,
is
talking about me. And then, I've been in this industry for a long time, so a lot of my friends are dermatologists, so I deal with this too. Oh my God, did you not wear any kind of sun protection at
right.
all?
right? Well,
Sorry.
and to me,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like to hear the sun. Like, what does my dermatologist recommend for sunscreen? Because there's so many options out there. So, what do they
Right.
recommend me put on my skin that's going to be safe
Yeah.
and I don't have to put on every 15 minutes or,
Mhm.
Yep.
so
For any
recommendations are
provider,
always
that's a great thing to put up on your social and on your Instagram. Your
yeah,
favorite, yeah, your favorite sun protectant recommendation.
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
yep.
Yep.
So again, just some theme ideas here, the healthy lunchbox prep demos, back to school mom's bash, like we said, doing a mom's bash, and then undo the summer skin recovery event. So all of those topics that Lake just said, skin recovery, appreciate those moms, teachers.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So rounding it out, you guys probably saw a common theme, right? We talked about social media. We talked about our monthly email newsletters. We touched a little bit on press releases, and then we're rounding it out with an event. So in terms of your checklist and what we want you to walk away with here, right? Like pick a focus for each month. Go to the Medical Marketing Whiz website, check out our health months. Maybe that'll give you a few ideas. We went over a lot of ideas today. Pick your focus for June, July, and August. Set a date for your event now. The biggest mistake people make is they decide they're doing an event in like 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Again, you're targeting people that have vacations, that have, their kids in travel softball or something, and they've got tournaments they've got to be at. They're busy professional people, so you need to give them enough time to block it on their calendar. So typically you want 6 to 8 weeks before you're going to actually be able to do this event. So give yourself enough time, but I would challenge you, do one in the next 3 months. Press releases, get that out into the media, announce your event to the media. Announce your special or your new provider that you brought into the practice. All of that stuff can really help get your name out there, and with the media and with search engine optimization, with press releases. Have that active social media presence, engage, look for like-minded businesses to partner with through social media. And then obviously make sure you've got that newsletter, because again, depending on your specialty, these people might only be coming in once or twice a year. If they're coming in for Botox, maybe they're coming in 4 times a year. They don't know all the things that you do. So you want to make sure that you're informing them with that touch point every single month. So, all right, we're rounding things out here. Wanted to let you know about a few of the freebies. So first and foremost, from Medical Marketing Whiz, Sherry and I have a book. We have actually a few books on Amazon, but the one that we're going to give to every single person that was on this webinar, and yes, we will even cover the shipping cost for this. It is our book called Anti-Aging and Longevity Marketing. This book has everything from search engine optimization, social media tips, how to run social media ads, how to do press releases, event checklists. It has 130 some pages worth of everything that we've done over the last 10 years put into a book. So we are going to send that to you. We'll also give you guys a digital copy, but you'll actually get a physical copy shipped to you in the mail. So we'll save you $20 on Amazon. And that's just a little thank you for joining today. And then Lake, why don't you touch on a little bit about what EndyMed had? Because this is actually kind of a big deal.
It really is a big deal. So for a limited time, EndyMed is providing medical marketing with services with some select purchases. So this is a cool thing. If you're an existing provider, this is the chance for you to take a look at your promotional mix, lean into your strengths. So you find all those things that are working really well, amplify them and do more of them. And then, like all of us, you look at other things and you go, that could be improved. This is your chance to really put a plan in place to fix that. If you're a brand new provider, this is your chance to launch like a total pro. Lori's team has been doing this for a while. They know all the tricks. So you'd end up with a great device and being able to take your practice to the next level right away. And remember, everything that you learned from partnering with a really experienced agency, this is your knowledge to keep and use over and over and over. And I want to tell you guys about one more thing that we're doing at EndyMed. It's called the ProMax Marketing Community. And it's a community that was inspired by providers that I've worked with for the last 10 years or so. And many providers were telling me over the years, they've said this very similar thing. Well, we were doing great on our social, but then we got so busy. Our marketing was really going great, but then we got so busy. We just didn't have time to start creating things. And then what happens? You ease up on your marketing and your business eases up on you. So it's kind of that vicious cycle. And when we were talking about how do we help at EndyMed, we said, let's create a community where we provide them with a steady stream of marketing materials. So when you're a member of this community, you're going to get an email and it's going to have digital marketing tools for you to use. And this is all stuff that you don't have to take the time to create. You can throw it up on Instagram, on Facebook. You can also, if you wish, take these and turn them into a campaign. So if you want to say, wow, these are really nice this month, let's make them into counter cards. You have files to do that too. And from there, you can decide to make it your event for that month. In addition, we're bringing you on-demand webinars with some industry experts. In fact, we had Lori on and we did a really, really deep dive into how to host an event. So when you do an event, you want to put it on a template. You want to have a process in place that's tried and true. Last thing you want to do is throw an event and people come and they go, that was really awesome. I'll let you know on Tuesday. Bye. And they walk away. You want that template that means they come to your event and they can't wait to buy the package.
Yep.
So they're so fired up about what you can do for them that they're happy to be there. And not only are they buying the package, they can't wait to tell somebody else all about your services. In this quarter, we're doing a 3-part series on maximizing outcomes and building competitive advantages with your EndyMed technology. So it's very cool because your EndyMed tech can do some things that other tech can't. And of course, you want to market that and make that into a competitive advantage in your local marketplace. It's a really cool community. Would love to tell you guys more about it.
All right. Awesome. Well, thank you for that. And then rounding it out, also just, you can always hop on a call with Sherry or myself. We do a marketing analysis. This is about a 30+ page document. We scan your website. We look at your social. We can look at what your competitors are doing. We look at your online reputation. It's a very comprehensive report. But then we're not going to just give it to you. We explain it to you. And what's nice about this also is it gives you an idea of, hey, what are some of the things you're doing amazing? And then what are some things where we see a gap that you might want to think about kind of doubling down on and putting some additional focus and effort in. So we are happy to do, it's usually about a 45-minute to an hour one-on-one meeting. And there's no cost for you. We just ask you to show up. That's the biggest thing. Because we do block a lot of time and put a lot of effort and pre-work into this, but you can scan this QR code. You can also just go to our website. You'll get access to mine and Sherry's calendar and you can sign up for those strategy calls. And then, yeah, this is just how to get in touch with us. So again, really, really happy for everybody taking the time out of your day to join us today. Sherry put in in the comments here all the different links and things. Oh, that's funny. Scott says my glasses are even bigger than Christy's. Yes, they are. Actually, her glasses are cool, and she was the inspiration of me getting this glasses.
Oh, that's funny.
I love that. Okay, awesome. So yeah, we will get the replay out and everything, and let us know if you guys have any questions. Oh, it looks like Sherry, they said, I don't see anything in the chat. So
is anyone else seeing things in the chat? Let's see.
I don't know if maybe we need to put it in. You might have just sent it
everyone
to us,
here.
I think.
Okay,
All
I'm gonna
right,
do
so throw it in the chat right now, but we'll send it out in the replay for everybody too. We'll give you all the links in the replay. So she's going to throw those in there right now. I'll
throw
wait
those
for
again.
a hot minute for her to do that, but
yep, they're in there. I did it to everyone, so let me know if you aren't seeing them, but hopefully you do.
okay, cool. And we'll send them out in the replay as well. So never fear if you don't see them. Okay, awesome. Well, great seeing everybody. Have a fabulous summer. Hopefully this gave you guys some good ideas, and then we'll see you on the next webinar here coming soon. Thank you, Lake, also for joining. I really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for having me. Appreciate
All
you
right.
guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Yep. See ya.